Here we are on stage at the Brazil Global IT Forum in Sao Paulo, and joining me now is the CEO and founder of BRQ, Benjamin Quadros. And we've been having a great deal of interesting discussions the last 2 days, Benjamin. One of the things that I think is quite interesting that you talked about is the drive for a U.S. sourcing decision maker, particularly out of the United States. Their decision to go to Brazil is probably a lot different than their drive or interest in going to India. But that was an interesting comment. I wonder if you could expand on that.
Brazil is very experienced in the IT sector, the financial sector in Brazil, the government, the telecom sector. They invested a lot in IT in Brazil. And we believe that in Brazil we have a very big and deep expertise in IT services. But our drive is different from the Indian. If you are looking to Brazil to reduce cost, it's a wrong decision, because the business model in Brazil is much different. We have in Brazil nowadays a lot of big companies using the Brazil expertise to develop a lot of software and services, and I think it's an opportunity for a company that don't operate in Brazil to use this expertise.
Absolutely. One of the things we'd like to hear a little bit more about is the practice of developing sophisticated services, functions, and applications for the financial services sector, an area I know BRQ works closely in. Give me some understanding of the types of complex solutions you're building for those clients.
We are in Brazil developing all the core systems, new core system for banks in Brazil. There are a lot of banks investing in build from scratch all their core systems. Then nowadays in Brazil we have mega projects for banks, and we are doing this for the biggest banks in Brazil.
Okay, very good. Now, another thing that you've talked a little bit about in the past is how public policy needs to mature in order to unleash this opportunity for Brazil IT. What signs are you seeing, and what excites you most about changes or modifications in public policy?
We are seeing a lot of new policies that are putting IT in more evidence than in the past. It's a slow perception. We are seeing the government understanding more the IT sector, all the people in Brazil, the young guys looking for the IT sector for a long-term career. And if we compare to India, Brazil is not the first sector for you to work. But I believe that in the short term, people in Brazil are going to know more what's happening in the IT sector, the opportunities, and we are going to grow a lot in policies and investment for the sector.
What about your own strategy? Do you have an internationalization strategy? Obviously, you're extremely successful in the domestic market. How important it is to you to look abroad?
It's very important for us to use Brazil to support international companies. And we do this in Brazil. We are not very aggressive in looking for customers outside Brazil. But when a company decides to use Brazil as a country to put part of their operation, we are a big player to participate.
And do you think by working with these international clients, do you gain something in the process? There's some people that, David Tapper earlier today was talking about the fact that GE sort of helped create and nurture the IT sector in India. Do you think the same is possible here with some of these foreign clients?
Yeah, I strongly believe in this. Before the crisis, before the middle of 2008, we saw a lot of movement in this way. GE was planning to open a big facility here in Brazil, but after the crisis, this changed. But I think we have this opportunity yet.
Very good. Well, I think this is very early days for us all, Benjamin. I think the next several years will be very interesting, and we want to keep checking in with you on this. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you for the invitation.